Hey, what's going on? Alright, we're live. Cool. What's up? Nobody's there. But this I think is recorded. Okay, so I wanted to bring you guys up to date on, well, let's just wait and see if anybody joins, eh? No, if you're watching this recorded, that'll be boring. Alright, so I just wanted to bring you up to date on this project, and I thought, since I don't have much time to record it, hey dude, one guy watching, right on. Okay, so since we're talking now, I just thought I'd make a video and update this project because honestly work's so busy right now I don't have time to like shoot and edit. So what am I trying to say? I don't have time to shoot and edit, but I am working at the Falcon bit by bit. And I thought I'd do a little update, although it's not a huge update, and it almost doesn't even warrant a video in my opinion, but whatever, you be the judge. So I'm working on this part now, okay, the mandibles. This is kind of like the armature, I guess we'll call it, for the mandibles, and it's what is going to hold this whole thing together, essentially. So to do that, I have to figure out exactly where the sidewalls fit, and I guess that was the biggest deal, and then allow for the walkway tunnel, or the ramp, and allow for the turret in there too. So what I did to get to here, with those plans from Maruska, I think that's how it's pronounced, I cut out this template, okay, and that was my first kick at the can. It ripped, and this was wrong. But I learned from this file, right? So after 3 more iterations, this is version 3, and this one was as close as I could kind of get without taking the next step, which was to trace that on the PVC, and this is 3 millimeters, and so I cut that out, okay? Hey, alright, how's it going? 4 people watching. Hey, I can't see comments, or can I? I'm just on my iPhone. Show. Sorry, my first time doing this live. Okay, well there's none. Good, I got a like, thanks man. Right on. Likes. Crazy society we live in, eh? Holy moly man. Crazy society. Anywho, cut this out of cardboard. I basically took all of HH's sidewalls, tried to approximate where they go, you know what I'm saying? Stick them in there. I basically just took a pencil, followed the basic circumference of the ship, lined those up, and I arrived at this template. Then I transferred that onto PVC. You can see on the back here, I ended up adding a couple more layers, and that allows me to make some alignment tabs for this sucker, because I'm moving it on and off all the time, and I want to make sure it kind of stays put. So the spacing of that is pretty darn good. And then I have to do, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of this PVC. So that's going to help me line it up, because I'll just drill it the same way. And I'm actually drilling that. I'm drilling that with this thing. I have a little mini drill vise, is that what that's called? Drill press. I should bring that down here because that could be handy for dealing with this PVC. So anyways, that's where this project's at. Tonight I am actually just sitting here sanding. I'll just move you down for a sec. So I've got this piece, this is like 40 grit or something, it's really, really good. And I'm sanding the backs of the HH stuff. So on his sidewalls, obviously when they make the mold of this, it ends up being face down, and then the resin's poured in the top. And because of the surface tension of the resin, I don't know if you're going, there you might see it. See how it kind of hollows out here? It's a little proud on the sides, right? The surface tension of that causes it to kind of wick up the edges. anybody who's done like resin water for your dioramas and stuff, you notice that happens around all the, what's the word? The outside, like the edge of your pond is all going to wick up. The surface tension causes that to happen, right? So I want to get those super smooth because these are going to be glued to this, right? That's why I'm making this 4 millimeters thick, because it gives me like a wall, clunk, clunk. And you can see that because I modified the actual shape of the kit, these are now too long. Because that's made for the MPC, and this is kind of not so much MPC anymore. But basically, yeah. So I'm just sanding these down, watching YouTube videos, and I just watched Randy Cooper's video on Update 4 for his ISD Star Destroyer. Man, it's a big monster of a kit. And that guy can scratch build. And I noticed he was doing stuff like this too, like making locator tabs and whatever. So if you end up scratch building, like that's a handy thing to do. Right? If you got multiple assemblies, build yourself some locator tabs. Build it right into your scratch build. Why not? So that's a tedious process. Sorry. There we go. Hey. So obviously I'm not going to spend 4 hours doing that. What else? That's about it. Oh no, we got some more stuff. Let's talk a little bit. Ha 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 ha. Okay, I wish I had some reference material to show you. I might. Just give me 1 second, I'm not quite prepared. How's the weather where you're at? Feel free to leave a comment. Up here in New Brunswick, today was beautiful. Beautiful. I'm looking for the rear deck. Looking for the rear deck picture. I don't have one. Okay, so the rear deck of the Falcon. This is totally like a tangent, but I'm sure I don't have one. Shoot the bear. Nope. Anyways, you see that? Does that look at all familiar? Right at the bottom of the rear deck, right here, there's like a big, like a greebly, a lot of greeblies. Okay? So on the original, they use a 124 Hurricane, part of the lower fuselage, right there. And you can see it, right? A Hurricane fuselage. This is a picture from Will. This is HH Miniatures. He's building like an amazing scratch-built 172 Falcon. And I'm basically going to copy what he's doing. Excuse me, because it's so cool. So I asked Will, what about that Hurricane? He said, get the Airfix. So I picked up this kit. It arrived today. Funny story, two of them arrived today. Oh, eBay. So, weather's great here in Florida. Keep up the great work. Thank you, John. Yeah, Florida. Cool. I'm sure it's not always great, but yeah. So I bought a Hurricane. $20 for this little beauty, and I get 3 greeblies out of it, maybe more. But it's that. Right? So it gets cut down quite a bit. And then that's going to be the basis for building up this. Now, it looks ridiculous. I looked at that this afternoon and thought, holy crap, like, that's huge, man. That's never going to work. But when I looked at what Will had done with his, it gets cut down quite a bit. And then these 2 little arms that shoot up there, those be D's. Cool, eh? So, yeah. Crazy to buy a kit just for the greeblies, but in Star Wars world, it's really not that uncommon. I know some of you guys buy really expensive kits for like 2 or 3 parts. Studio scale guys. And this, of course, isn't that, but it's kind of moving towards that. Definitely moving towards it as far as buying a kit for a greebly. Boys, that was long-winded. Anyways, Live and uncut. Yeah, make a mold of that wing section. You got it. You got it, man. I got these from Elm City Hobbies, and I've been meaning to talk about them to give Scott at Elm City Hobbies a plug. I just haven't got to it yet. Smooth cast. So I've got 2 pounds of each. Excuse me. And I plan to mold a lot of stuff. Wow, I wonder if I should talk about that. Yeah, I got a bunch of greenways too, man. All kinds. A lot of good people in the community. Got a bag of... This is stuff again from Will at HH. He sent me some things. He had done a version of the Falcon a while back and did all the inserts for the mandibles. He sent me a copy of his stuff. And he also put a note that said, feel free to basically chop them up and just use the parts. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do, to be honest. I kind of would like to kit bash my own pits based on the reference, and I'll use some of his stuff. Pretty cool. It's a lot more work too, right? But whatever, man. We come this far. So, I feel my throat getting kind of dry, and I've been rambling on for about 12 minutes now. What do you think of the live thing, man? Like, I know you're watching this live right now, and thanks. I don't know if you get notified. I didn't put anything out, but maybe if you're a subscriber you get notified, I guess. I get notified. Yeah. So, I feel like I'm rambling, honestly. Am I? I'm the only one talking. Alright, I'm going to let you go. Let me know what you think about this format, because I could probably pull this off once a week pretty easy and just bring it up to date. I'd like to get back to doing like the produced videos, but let's be honest. Summer's coming, spring's here. I am already starting to work outside, starting to prepare gardens. My wife and I do a lot of gardening in the summer. You get notified. Cool. Thanks. And we do a lot of gardening in the summer and stuff, and I want to be outside. So this project is bound to slow right down to, like, not stall, because it's not going to end. We will get a notification of the video later. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm just saying it's bound to stall out, of course. But I don't feel like I'm going to abandon this. Man, I've got way too much invested in this. Come on. Time, money, way too much. And there's no other kit that interests me. I've only bought a couple since I kind of got back to the hobby. I picked up the old AMT TIE Fighter kit. Got that, 1 second. Cool. Inbox, thanks. Hey, Hobby Man Mike, thank you, dude. Picked up this. We all know it. I built one of those. Tristan built one of those. I like that kit. It's like a friggin' 12-hour kit, like start to finish. And then, not even 12 hours. Like, how fast can you build a TIE Interceptor, an MPC Interceptor? And this guy. Now, I had this and I sold it, and I got it back. I think, who did that come from? I want to say Nick Sagan, but I'm not sure. It was one of the other. This is a nice kit. If anybody hasn't seen this and you want to build a TIE Fighter kit, I know the fine molds are out and the Bandai are out and they're awesome. And I'm not going to even go into... I'd buy a Bandai kit if I could justify spending about 70 bucks to get one here. These are really nice. Super nice. They're about $148. That lighting is kind of bad. Anyways, they're super nice. You have to mask it, yeah. It's a model. Real nice, man. And what's nice, well, this whole kit's nice. Jeez. She's a beauty, man. TIE Fighter dude. You gonna focus? Oh, where's the camera on this? he's good. Anyways, he looks real good. And the bodies on these are quite super good. Yep. So like the bottom of it. They're nice, eh? And there's two of them. Now, the body in the tie interceptor isn't as good. Let's see. I'll just look at it quick here. No, it's not as, they're not as detailed. Interceptor. And then the twin set. Interceptor. Notice the arms. Twin set. But they're both the same size. So, I'm going to build me a really nice tie and a really nice interceptor using these bodies. Then I'm going to take this body and use a pair of wings. And if I ever get to it, the plan is to build like a crash scene, which would be cool. And not like, just my own independent take on a crash scene. I don't have to do the Jakku Force Awakens crash scene. No, I want to do it with these guys. Anyways, ramble on, man. And now we got a mess. Last but not least, I'll show you one more little purchase. What the cool thing about these purchases is that I'm really like not chomping at the bit to build them. I just got it. The Falcon must come first. Alright, one sec. This little dude, this was a total 1 in the morning eBay impulse. Totally. This is the Retro Sci-Fi. I wonder if the video is upside down. It does that on Facebook. Is that text right side up or upside down? I don't know. It's upside down to me. So that's a 172 Imperial Interplanetary Reconnaissance Probe Droid. And if you'll indulge me for a second. Yeah, cool, John. I think it is a nice little kit. It looks right on. And anyway, I'll ramble on about that in a second too. I'm just going to lay this out and show you guys the parts. She's a nice one. A decent piece of paper to show you. Yeah, 172 stuff, man. I know this MPC Falcon isn't 172, but in my soul, it's 172. I've got a lot of 172 Star Wars stuff. I've been collecting it for quite a while, man. And not kits. I had the Fine Molds Y-Wing. I built it. I sent it to Ken to paint. I don't know if he painted it or not. Do you ever paint that? I don't know. If not, you should, man. Paint her up. Beat the hell out of it. Yeah. I had a Fine Molds tie. I think it went on a Secret Santa. Fine Molds X-Wing. I think Charlie Arsenault got that one for a Secret Santa, or he bought it or something. Anyways, back to this. I digress. So I haven't cleaned these up, nothing. This is right out of the bag. This is the first time I take these parts out and look at them for myself. Head and shoulders, knees and toes. I'm going to have to take you off the thingamajig. And I'm going to turn the camera if I can. Hey Gil. Oh, look at that. Wow. Alright, so here's the little tie droid. There's a knife for scale. So, you got his head. I guess that's the top. Whoa, they're small. Whoa, my fingers are filthy. His head, the middle of the torso. That might be underneath him, I think, maybe. Then you get all these, like they're all little tiny arms, right? Oh yeah. Don't worry, James, it's gonna rage. Cool, right? So, cool. So what was I saying? The idea of buying that, when I bought that, because I'm already thinking, like, what am I going to do with this Falcon when it's finished? It's parked. I got to do some kind of base for it, right? You're not just going to build that and, I don't know, stick it on a black square. You got to do something. So I went everywhere from building a full 172 scale docking bay 94, which I've kind of advanced that quite a bit in my mind, or building something smaller and some kind of like not, well, see, Hoth Hanger is a different model though. Empire Strikes Back isn't this one. This is the A New Hope version. So I got to kind of stick somewhere between. It can be somewhere like Rogue One timeline. The Empire Strikes Back, that's the 32-inch mostly. Now they did use the 5-footer, but they added the landing gear to it. I'm not sure which shots they used it. Yeah, like Yavin. Yavin would be cool. And Yavin would be the... Yeah, that's the base at the end of A New Hope. I could do Yavin. Was it parked outside? Must have been. I don't know. I haven't really went down that rabbit hole very far. I do, however, in support of Yavin, Trillions. Is it Trillions? A long, long time ago, Trillions produced a hangar bay set in 172, which I happen to have here. It's been a while, and that includes such notable things as this. Okay, he was in the hangar getting his money. Right. So, like, it includes this thing. Bunch of stuff, like a bunch of machinery and some gonk droids and a Greebly pilot. Anyways, I'll show you that sometime if you want to see. I might have shown it already. But the scale, right? Yes, sir, we are down a rabbit hole tonight. Scale of this, scale of that. It's pretty darn close. It's close enough to 172 for me. Like, totally, all day. And people can debate it and argue it, and that's cool, man. Like, have your opinion on that. 158, 163. Whatever, I respect your opinion. For me, 172 flies. Parked outside in the trees on Yavin would be cool. It would be cool. It would be cool. So that would definitely be cool. Docking Bay 94 would be cool, although it's been done. Somewhere on Tatooine could be cool. I got this little dude in 172. Dun, dun, which is, well, that's like Docking Bay 94 stuff. That's Micro Machines, but it's 172. Close enough anyways. Like, who knows how big those really are. When you put the dude on it, so that's this guy in 172, and this is Cantina 172. You know what I mean? Like, there's short people, there's tall people, there's fat people, there's thin people. You know. Yeah, the Micro Machines, man. I got a bunch of them. A bunch of them. Got the Cloud Car. This is also like as close to 172 as you need to be. Right? So there's that too. But again, that's not the 5-footer. Yeah, these were really great, man. Like, really nice detailed stuff. Cloud Car, I got that the set of these dudes there. I don't have the Jawas. I'd like to get them. They had Stormtroopers, Sand Troopers. So I thought if I go the Docking Bay 94 route with this thing, I'd get some of that stuff, but 24 minutes. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Yeah, so we'll see. And what I thought was kind of cool too was in Rogue One, when Han and Chewie get the Falcon back. Thanks, man. Thank you. When Han and Chewie get the Falcon back, they're in that other ship, right? So you could put this Falcon in any context. Like, you could have some kind of deal gone bad. And that brings me back around to why I bought this probe droid. I was thinking of like having a bunch of crates, right? Bunch of crates. One of them's open and it's got this in it, but it's like maybe brand new or something. So like they're smuggling probe droids. Meh. Although smugglers likely get probed. That's probably true. I don't know. I'll let you chew on that. Alright, so back to this build. Considering I've rambled on for half an hour and you've been so gracious as to listen, I think I'm going to call it quits here. Smuggler's Outpost. Yes. Yes. Something like that. With some kind of bad guys. Yes. Smuggler's Outpost. Totally, man. Those are the words. Do I get some bad guys? I do. I've got 2 Cantina kits, and those are all 172. And I've got all the figures from 2 Cantina kits. So I've got all kinds of aliens. All kinds. And like all the bar stuff. You could do it like back alley parked and there's some kind of like a little greasy bar. Not the Cantina, but something, you know, it's going to look kind of Cantina-ish, but not the Cantina. You know, something with some brooms and behind. You too, man. Thank you. Thanks, Gil. Smuggling droids. Yeah. Yeah. And that... Would droids be smuggle-worthy? I guess they would, eh? Because I'm going to just flash some more resin in there. These are all molds that I made way back in the day. Actually, some of these came from Wolfgang at Trillions way back in the day. Droids. Just like if they were stolen, yeah. The droids they were looking for. Huh. So there's Gonk droids and R2s, and then a bunch of R2 and R4 heads. Just like, I'd probably be able to get, I don't know, a lot of droids out of there. More than 2. So there's that option too, which could be kind of neat. And like that Cantina set, I know you guys don't all like eat, live, breathe Star Wars. So the Cantina kit has like a bunch of aliens. It's got the band. What about picking up the cargo that they had to jettison that Jabba was upset about? 94 selling stolen droids to the band. Yeah, see, they're all good ideas. And like, you could have some Jawas in there. Maybe they're negotiating some deal with the Jawas, because those were the dudes. The Jawas were the guys that were selling droids in the desert, right? So maybe Han, I don't know. But I've been kind of just looking for 172 droids. If you have any idea where I can get some, if there's some Shapeways accounts that some guys have made some, any kind of droids at all. I'd like to build a Treadwell. Droid circus paying hand to get the next gig. Yeah, exactly. Friggin' Hammerhead, man. Isn't that wicked? Little, like, why not have him as the co-pilot? Maybe he's not even Han and Chewie. It becomes a toy at that point because you could change stuff around, right? Speaking of Chewie, this is what you get for Chewie. They're in the cantina, right? So he's having a pale ale there. Actually, he probably wouldn't be drinking pale ale. It's probably a Irish red. You get Guido. Guido's sitting down too. Anyways, there's all kinds of stuff in that cantina set. If you are building Star Wars 172 scale and want some figures, go on eBay and buy a cantina set. Cantina kit from AMT. You won't be disappointed in it. you basically get a bunch of guys sitting around the bar, but they're figures that you could use in all kinds of situations. And with a little bit of putty and patience and practice, you can definitely, what was that by Chewy? Yeah, right, John. Any scene would be cool. I just want to choose the coolest scene. Okay, I'll check just one sec. By Chewy. Chewy, you get Obi-Wan. And then that panda bear thing. There's actually the dude that got his arm cut off is in here too. It's on one of the screws somewhere. Biff Panda or Buff Panda or whatever his name is. There he is. You do get one Jawa. Giant beaver, yeah. Pretty much. There he is. Panda Baba. Bonda Papa. Panda. Anyways, whatever. There he is. So that's pretty cool. The question is, do you cut half his arm off or do you not? So, that's what I'm up to with this project. But the focus is definitely on the Falcon. I've been focused on it. Focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. So, tonight, I don't know how much more time I'll have down here. But, that's about it. I think it's going to look pretty cool, though. I really do. I don't regret taking the plunge to cut it up. Stay on target. Stay on target. I really don't regret taking the plunge. If you guys want to hang out for a little while longer, it's not cold in here. I'm going to just approximate the sidewalls enough just to give you a sneak peek. And I find I do this about once a night when I'm down here, just to keep my motivation up. Now these aren't dead on yet. I still got to make a few little tiny. I'll move this down. I'm tired of looking at me. So I'm just setting those sidewalls in place. This one's dead on. This one has to come forward a bit. So the backing in here, what I plan to do, I can do one of two things. I've got to do 4 layers of this. So I think to save myself the total frustration, I'm going to set these in place, and then where my cuts are off a bit, because it's all kind of, thanks man, I'm enjoying it too. Thank God I'm enjoying it. When I was building that Apache, I was right in love with it at first, and then it just died, just poof, gone. Couldn't stand it, came down here, didn't want to look at it, just nothing. But the Falcon is the Falcon. I don't know if that camera's showing in this, but see, so I can just add some little pieces and nudge that to where I want it to be, and then like that's boom, that's where it goes. Boom. This one's still a little off, and that one too, but I basically have to, I want to lock all those areas down, right? Then like the sidewalls are locked down, but I can't ignore the fact that I have to deal with these up front. Because if I take the time to get all this rear part good, and then see that I fudged this, well, like I'm back to square one. So I'm going to have to like bite the bullet. These have to get cut off at the back, but I'm not losing any detail, like cutting that off. And that's going to sit in there. And then this template here is actually about, I don't know if it's 2 millimeters thin, because there's going to be styrene. Picture this as being styrene, right? Just normal styrene. And I've got 2 sets of holes here. So the small hole is my styrene, that's the actual top of the mandible size. And then that bigger hole is what I cut out of here, just to allow some wiggle room and some recess for those pits. So this is going to sit on top, but it's going to sit not flush, it's outside. So I have to cut those styrene blocks out too. And then Like that little wall there, that little trench, this sits against that. And that sits against this. And it's figuring that stuff out on all these different spots that's taken me so long. I want to get it right, okay, and perfectionist or not, I don't want it to be all wonky and wrong, because if I take the time I will get it right. And with that said, so these delicious frigging sidewalls that Will made at HH, and look, I'll put in a plug for him, and it's an honest plug. He's still selling these kits at his website. Check out HH Miniatures. If you Google it, he should be listed in Google by now. Excuse me. He's on Facebook for sure. It's $100, but like those Blue Moon sidewall kits came out and they were awesome, and then they were gone, and I heard all kinds of people asking for them. These are still available, and what can I say about the Blue Moon sidewalls? I've never seen them in person, but I have seen the Falcon kits in person, and I have them here, and these are like, they're way better. I'll even show you, man. And I didn't want to get into I don't want to get into bashing the Falcon kit stuff, because like, it's not garbage, but HH is crisper, and I don't know, they're good, man. There's a difference between the two. So this is old Falcon kits, long time out of production. Can't get it anymore. I think I paid 120 bucks Canadian shipped for these. So you can see they're both for the MPC, so they're both the same length. The detail is not quite the same though. No, it isn't. This is just like super gnarly, you know what I mean? And that's good too, it's just, it's not the same. You be the judge, you know what I mean? This is where there's quite a difference. This is the starboard side, the right side. You know, quite a difference. One thing that this kit has going for it, he kind of got that knurling in there, which I think is cool. And I think I might try to add some kind of metal on top of these just to give it that look. But anyways, you know what I mean? So I say all of that to say that the HH stuff is really, really nice, man. You won't be disappointed. And if you're into the Falcon, I'd go get one. I'd go get one. We all invest in this hobby, and if you love it, man, it brings you some peace of mind at the end of a crazy friggin' day chasing money to pay the man. I won't go there. Yeah, so that has to sit in there. These have to sit in here. These got to sit on here, and see, I'm over quite a bit. So that's going to have to get chopped off at the end, chunk about a 1/4 inch back, which is a shame. But I think what I'll do is just kind of shave some of that detail totally off back to like a point, an obvious point, make the cut, and then re-detail the end. I think that's probably the best way to go with that. That sits there. But these two, I was talking about that, what did I had the fancy word for that, surface tension. These got to get ground down a bit too. So yeah, I say all of that to say that I'm going to try to just sit the top on here and not have everything fall off, which with those pins in place is going to be impossible. Shoot, the bird. I don't think this is going to work. Kind of. Well, kind of. Not really. Everything has to be locked down. Oh, there's another issue with this build I didn't mention, and that's the curvature of the hull changes some more stuff about the sidewalls. Yeah, I'll grab this. Excuse me one sec. That's not a very good, oh man. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course this is going to be 4 thick and there's going to be sidewalls and stuff. And that's sitting right on the ground. That's not sitting on its landing gear. And that's supposed to be down. You know what I mean? But it's looking more and more Falconish all the time. Yes, sir. Here's the back side of the camera. So yeah, that's that. Fun stuff. So I've got 2 more pieces of that PVC to do some more layers, my next template. This is the reason why I bought a full sheet too. I knew I would be making this. Thanks, man. I love it too. I think I'm close. I think I'm close. Here's what I'm for, right? I don't know if I can zoom. Oh, look at that. I can zoom. Alright, John, man. Thank you. I won't be on much longer, so. Isn't that the curve? No, that's the set. I know that's the set piece. It's not the model, but that is the look I want. I want to be able to take a picture of this kit and have that. As close as I can. That's the dream. That's my inspiration picture. So, anywho. 40 minutes, well, God bless you. Thanks for watching. I was wondering if I was going to be talking to myself. I guess I am, sort of, kind of, but... I'll bring her back to you. Would you get going, you old pirate? Alright, so... Hull update 4. Live, no edits. No fancy music, nothing. Thanks for watching, man. God bless. I'll be back. If you're checking this video out tomorrow or sometime when it's recorded and just sitting on the channel, let me know what you think about this format, because this honestly is like super easy compared to editing. And since I'm not shooting anything, take care, Gil, man. Oh, cool. Right on, James. Yeah, and I do that too all the time. I should actually just leave the running model. I could do that. And not talk and try to host. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Alright, well, I'll leave that there. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Must be about 9:15. Yeah, it is the future of what we do here. No uploads. See ya, Uru Mamo. 8:05. Okay. Atlantic time? Likely not. Must be 9:05 here. If you're on like East Coast USA or Ontario. Or what they call Eastern, I guess. We're Atlantic. Yeah, the future is live. New York, yeah. 8:05 Eastern. Cool, man. New York, I'm not too far, eh? New Brunswick, just across the main border. New York's like, I could leave here tomorrow morning and be at your place by supper time. Kind of drive. Well, late evening. Cool. Alright, man, I'm going to cut this off. I'm just kind of lost for thoughts. Fort Drum. Cool. Yeah, you never know, eh? Alright, man. Thanks for watching. I'm kind of train wrecking a bit. Alright, thanks. I'll see you again. Have a good night, and we'll do it again sometime for sure. What I was trying to say, if you're watching this later, let me know what you think about the format. I just want to know. But I think I'll probably do a live thing again. Yeah, let's check back next week. I think it's Tuesday, eh? Tuesday. I'm going to shoot for next Tuesday. Let's see if we can do another update, see how it goes, hang out a bit. Cool? Peace. Finish button. See you guys. Do you want to stop streaming? Are you sure? Ooh. I could hit cancel. I'll hit end later.